Dear Diary, I woke up today to strange news. The entire city did, actually. It all goes back to that new water treatment plant that John Luke paid for in exchange for mining rights, and, well, it doesn't work. Not entirely, at least. Something about the aerating sludge not sludging properly? I don't know exactly what it is. I'm not a water engineer. The point is that people are getting sick, far more than they used to. Folks up in the Finnish retirement home are dropping like flies. We didn't notice it at first because, well, they're old. But then younger people started getting sick. Eric was home for a week with, well, let's just say we had to deep clean his bathroom afterwards. Now, John's been taking the heat for this situation, even though he blames one of his electrical subcontractors. Apparently he's been having supply problems at his mines, too. Same subcontractor? Similar problem? I don't know. I don't know the specifics. I'm not an electron engineer. The point is, John needs to get back into people's good graces. He's called in some favors, and he's paying for a massive public park development on the shores of Makwasaugen Bay. I'm not sure if he can just buy his way out of this PR disaster, but he seems to think people are easily swayed. I just hope the lumber company doesn't go down with his hubris. I really need that job. Welcome back. I'm Karhu, the Great Bear of the North, and this is Makwasaugen in the city's Skylines, but you already know that. Now, I unfortunately have some disappointing news about the town. As you can see, we had a little bit of a population drop. We had a death wave. And we had some minor ones, but this was caused because I accidentally cut off power to the water, so sewage started to back up, which is not good. So it's taken a couple of days in-game in order to reset the population back to about 10,000, which is still a 3,000 person drop from where we were before, but so be it, these things happen. Now I've taken that time to fill in the rest of the water treatment plant. We have so much capacity now. I'm very, very pleased, and this is how it looks. So when we're driving along the highway, mostly we just see trees. But, you know, it's there. Oh, you know what? I should probably fill in... Turn off nodes, turn off segments. There we go. We're just going to fill that in just a little bit. So it's a little bit less garish. But there we go. I think this looks particularly good. And so we've got that done. Everything's going well. Well, let's get back down to Windsor Court. In this area. Because of the population drop, we're actually starting to lose a little bit of money. We're still definitely good for bank balance, but I noticed that, well, when checking out land value, that there's this really big, really valuable area right down here. And especially once we start filling in this park area, which is one of the plans for today, this is going to be absolutely staggering. At least the amount of value that's going to be in these two little lots. So I figured, you know what? Let's do something. Let's put in these beautiful assets. These are Rico high density. These are the Metro 31 apartments. I'll put a link in the description box below. But let's just put two of these. One just kind of on either side of this main street down here. Actually, what is the street name? This is Olive Street. Okay. And I feel bad for these guys here on East William, because they had views of Makwasaugen and Fort William on that island there, but no more. They now have this. And this is an absolutely massive building. It's absolutely huge. Just kind of onto Elizabeth Street. There we go, and then this is just going to kind of go over to here, because I think unfortunately we're going to need to put a parking lot on the inside of this, otherwise there's going to just be way too much street parking. And at least on this part of William Street, there was no houses back here, so it's not that big of a deal. In fact, you know what, let's just get rid of these trees, just so we can see what we're doing. There we go. And these buildings should very, very quickly rise up to full. Yeah, we just placing them down, and they're already second level, 138 households in each one. This is definitely going to help our population issues. Actually, now that I see this, I'm wondering if maybe here isn't a better idea. We've got a little bit more room for a parking lot right here, which could service both buildings, maybe. And then if this just drops down here, yeah, this is a much better idea. I feel really bad for this one dude right here. Oh man, actually, how many people live in that house? It's 2 seniors. Okay, they're not going to enjoy their next couple of years. But everything is going to be good down here. Yeah, let's build a parking lot in here. And this is going to, unfortunately, need to be a really massive parking lot. I feel really bad for everybody that lives in here. But, hey, it is what it is. There are some things that you just need to do in order to make cities function. There we go. Come on. I'm just going to pull this down here. Yeah, this is a massive parking lot, and I feel really bad for doing it. But also, at the same time, not that bad. So let's see. How is this going to look when this gets brought into there? That looks terrible. So instead, maybe we do something a little bit different. And there we have it. 276 new housing units. Oops, I forgot to add the parking lot for this one. That's okay, we'll get there very, very shortly. There we go. Actually, we're going to start from this end. We're going to drop that in there, and then 3, and then 3. That way we can modify this edge, and it'll be a lot easier because modifying this edge would change the elevation around here, and it would just really mess things up. But there we go, 276 units. And they're already slowly starting to fill in. That's 110. Wow. Wow, that was way faster than I thought. That was so much faster than I thought. Hopefully, this Bayshore Street North doesn't get too overwhelmed with traffic. Also, I did add in the Pennsylvania Railroad Fruit Auction and Sales building here because I thought I just liked the look of it. I just like the look of it. We got planters and we got little juniper trees. It's lovely. But with all of that, we also have Waterfront North. This is a large park here, and then we're going to have Waterfront South, and we're eventually going to have a little marina right in here. And you see here all of the buildings that I want to include, or maybe I'm considering including in Waterfront North. Everything from a skate park to a large playground to a large plaza to a carousel. Actually, we could probably turn that off. To a carousel, and this and some of these are technically amusement park pieces, but I just went in with Bob and I turned off the amusement park tiles. Right? Normally they look like this, but those tiles are ugly. I mean, at least in terms of for what we're looking at. So we just went in, turned off all the tiles, and it kind of functions. So I think we should start off in this waterfront park with the restaurant pier. Specifically right down here. Because I think that, like, once people... Oops. Wrong button. Because I think that once people, like, go to Windsor Court down here, they might want to do some... They might want to go out for dinner. And I think a restaurant pier, or maybe 2 or even 3 right along here would be super cool. And there are some retaining walls down here that I think would be really nice to use. So let's just get this lined up with... Come on. This lined up with the dock. We'll get it to the right height, and then we'll build everything else around that. There we go. We're just going to take this pathway. We're going to bring it up as high as we can go before the textures start bleeding through. And that is going to be right there. And then we just align it right with the edge. It means we might have to drop the textures, the height down a little bit. But that is okay. There we go. Match those to this height. And we're going to have to match these to this height. Fantastic. And we've got a little bit of a retaining wall. Fantastic. We have one restaurant pier, and we are going to build just another couple just along here. So again, we're just going to drop them in and then fine-tune the placement with move. Oops. With move it. We're just going to take them all and line them up to the same height. Fantastic. And now we definitely want to get rid of the invisible parking spaces, because how on earth would a car get all the way down there? Awesome. These little things function. Although, does this one... Yep, they all have water, they all have power. Fantastic. And already... Yeah, already we're at 417 out of 220, just from this. Just from this. There we go, and let's just fill in the gaps between these poles. It doesn't quite match up, but you know what? It's better than nothing. Just get this rail... There we go. This is actually called the dock railing. I enjoy that. But before we move on, let's get some little benches. Let's get these. So I think, yes, these do match the park benches right down there. And we want to put them at the same angle. There we go. But we're just going to... You know what? I'm just going to drop the one. Slide it over so that it stays at the same height, so that it doesn't drop down and try to match the height of the ground below it. And then we're just going to put a few of these, and we're definitely going to add some planters as well. An arch? Do I want to do that? Is that kind of ridiculous? You know what? This actually kind of works. It's cheesy, but you know what? That's exactly what some kind of a restaurant, a pier restaurant would do. I like that. It actually reminds me, there's this one little restaurant place in Amsterdam, right near the train station, that kind of does that. There we go. About 35 minutes worth of finagling with some planters and everything. You know what? I like how this looks. The one thing I don't like, however, is how the sand has been changed underneath these piers. So I think what we're going to do is... Let's go into rocks. Let's do a search for rocks and see if we can't put something under there that would make it a little bit less visible, because the shores of Georgian Bay are actually extremely rocky, or they certainly can get quite rocky. So much like I did this underneath the fishing docks, putting this here makes a lot of sense to me as well. Right, like this is like a rocky outcrop that they decided, like that's why they decided to put the pier here, because it would be more stable to build on or something. I don't know. I'm not an engineer, I'm not a construction worker. I don't really know what would make most sense. But if we do something like that, there we go. It covers up the sand. It creates a little bit more diversity, I guess, along this little quay wall. I like it, and I like how the colors of the restaurants actually change. Or rather, each one is a different color. I like that. And already, we're starting to get some upgraded houses. Waterfront North, yeah, we're already 532 out of 220. This is easily going to be a 5-star. Easily going to be a 5-star, 5-star park. Moving on, so that I don't stress it about that too much. Let's get a... There we go, we got a park pier. Let's move this just out to... I think having a pier actually at the end of one of the entrances makes a lot of sense. So we're just going to slide this right into there. Bing. Turn that on. And then we're going to have this just match up to the height there. Now people can go out, they can start to look out. Yes! This is gorgeous. Actually, can we... right, everything needs electricity. What if we just slid this one down just a little bit? Yeah, that makes a little bit more sense to me. Just a little bit closer to the water. Because if this is an area for a boat to go into, that's really high off the water. Really high off the water. In fact, you can see how there's like different coloration here. I'm wondering if that's where the water should be at. Like if it should be this low. But then that just looks silly. That just looks absolutely silly. So... how do we move this so that it doesn't look completely silly? Do we move this out into the water like this, and then bring the pathway down? I think that's the solution. I think this is indeed our solution. Something like this. So that the people, as they come down, they can see the pier, so that they, oh, I want to go there. But they can't actually get to it unless they come around here a little bit more. There we go. I like that. And then this is just going to be a fishing pier. And I think having this fishing pier go like right there makes sense. Because I don't necessarily want people fishing near the restaurants. So we're just going to drop this right in there. Just match it to that height. And then drop it just a little bit lower. There we go. We do have a fishing pier that functions. This is nice. Makwasaugen North, 727. This is easily 5-star. Easily 5-star. Now let's get a little bit of the athletics. And I think the athletics part goes right up here. Goes right up here. So let's start by building the area where this is going to go. Just going to have like this athletics facility, bing, just like that. And then we will move the... We're going to have the skate park. The skate park should probably be closer to the... probably be closer to the street. So where's the entrance? I think this is the entrance. There we go. We're just going to drop this down to the height of the... There we go, of the pathway. Going to slide that back in there just a little bit. And then we're going to run a pathway along there. Bing. And bing. That way, if somebody doesn't want to use the skate park, they're not necessarily forced to go by it. And we can also move all of this back and have some wonderful little planters and whatever in that gap. Good. Good. And then alongside this, let's take the 2 tennis courts. Nope. swing those around so they're actually facing the right way. Actually, you know what? What if we did something like this? Alright, we drop this way. We drop this way. Both of these should be at the same height as the pathway. And then we will just run something just along there. Yeah, I'm liking this. And then this can be dropped a little bit back. Actually, they already have kind of planters that face it, so I think we can do something like this, and it's not too much. Although this bench is unfortunately blocking the tennis court, so we're just going to have this slide this way, this slide this way, so that they kind of line up. There we go. So it appears that garbage can is going to be our... Oh, there's another garbage can right there, and they both line up. That's unfortunate. Let's turn these on. There we go. Yeah, people are already going bing, 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 bing. It's lovely. Okay. And these, we still have like 30 vacant units and 50 vacant units between those. Man, that would go a long way to solving the housing crisis in Toronto. So you know what? Let's get all 4 of the basketball courts. I don't know if I'm necessarily going to use all 4, but yeah, the basketball court needs to be. I think this is the entrance. Yeah. So we're gonna slide this back. This back there. Turn this one around so it faces the same way. Come on. Do not like the rotation button. The rotation mechanics in this. It's a little bit wonky. I'm just going to line these up so that the cages overlap. There we go. Put them at the same height. Aha! They do not overlap. Kind of look like they did, but it's only because they were at different heights. Awesome. Move both of these back, and then one of these, because we're going to build like a little square of basketball courts. Excellent, excellent, excellent. And we're just going to run these just along the outside, dropping down into, come on, dropping down into there. We can always move things around a little bit later on. There we go. But let's get this. Yes. We don't want the... Right now I'm looking at this bench right here, and I don't want the bench to go into any of the courts. So we're just going to keep fiddling this until the bench is right up against the cage. Okay, so we have like this athletics area, and now we need to tie this in with the rest of the park. So let's turn on snapping. Let's go like this. Let's go... Actually, let's bring it down from here. But we're going to move this around just so things are a little bit more interesting. There we go. And I think we have another entrance up here. Yeah, I think that will work. The entrance, it's unfortunate because each entrance costs $50 per 3 minutes, or per whatever unit of time you're working with. But having multiple entrances, it just makes the park more accessible. So to me, it makes sense that you should have many of them. So this is just going to go up right like there. And then just like that. But we can also just tweak this one. There we go. That seems pretty good to me, but then this one, it needs to go right there. Yes. The playground can slide into here, just kind of connecting the athletic areas with the shore. Because I'm thinking if like the teenagers want to go here, the kids can go here, the adults can play ball down there. I think it all works out if everything is connected. So, let's bring this right down to the shore. Fantastic. And then we're just going to connect these pathways up. Just a little bit of gravel, just like that. Ew, ew, no. 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 Oh, those transitions are terrible. But you know what? It's covered in trees. We don't really see them. There we go. It's better than nothing. But let's turn on the large playground. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. And what else do we want to add in here? I think we're going to add in another climbing frame. But that's going to be elsewhere. That's going to be right down here. There we go. Turn this building on. Yes. Just a park right. Just going to slide that in right there. Change it to the height of the pathway. There we go. There we go. Some of the landscaping, we do need to go back in and change that. But let's get a... What else do we have here? Amusement park bathrooms? Yes. Let's get... Oops. Let's... Gotta use move it. Let's add some bathrooms to this kind of athletic facility. Just right there. Close enough to the park, close enough to the athletics fields, but not too close. And not, right near the road. There we go. And this one is the Amusement Park Cafe. So let's get a cafe down here as well. This one is going to be a little bit closer to the beach area, I guess, for lack of a better term. Move it over so that this bench isn't right in front of the cafe. Lovely. Turn it on. Does it have water? It doesn't need water. Alright. But then this plaza is going to go... Huh. How does it look if we were to drop it right in here? No, too interesting. You know what? In terms of the height difference, it might not be that bad. Especially if we were to take this intersection and bring it back to there. Because I like how it, looks down here. I think this actually works. Again, we're going to need some more landscaping. But other than that, I think that's fine. Okay. So we have the main path right along the water. Just awesome. But we are going to have some other walking paths in and amongst here, and they are going to be very curvy. And I'm just going to go like this. In fact, let's get this. Flip that around. Nice. And I'm just going to add some extra connections. Alright, so I've got the path network set up. And I think this is pretty good. Everything kind of connecting. These two gazebos are out of the way and things like this. But everything does connect to everything else. And we've got a couple interesting areas like this oval place. Not entirely sure what I'm going to put there, but so be it. So be it. isn't, but everything does kind of connect. There's you can walk kind of along this area. I love it. I absolutely love it. But what we need to do is now we need to start filling in all of this. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be a lot of planters. Oh, not planters. So let's see what we can do. And there you have it, folks. Makwasaugen North Waterfront. I'm extremely pleased with how this has turned out. We've got restaurant piers, overlook piers, we've got a whole bunch of gazebos that are currently acting as electrical transfer points, we've got gift shops, we've got cafes, we've got little places to play, we've got an athletics field over here with a playground, an escape park for children of all ages, and all of it just has access to the water. You can come here, you can have a picnic, you can play a little bit of soccer, you can do whatever you want. And I'm very, very pleased with all of this. It's not quite finished. I might still add some things here or there, but overall, mwah. Alright, so I may have done a bad thing. I've added a third of these Metro 31 apartments, and I'm going to say that this is it in terms of the high-rise development in this town for now. Each of these has about, let's see, that's about 141 people. This is probably 200, 400-ish people. Yeah, at most these have about 450-ish people, so this is like 1,500 people right here, which, again, we've put this in just because this is extremely highly valuable land, and I figured this is where developers are likely to start putting things. Oh my goodness, that's a lot of people at this bus stop. Okay, now I kind of need to see. That would be the 83 people. Yeah, I might need to add an extra couple of vehicles, and by couple, I mean 4 vehicles on this route, because that's just an excessive amount. But yeah, I'm going to call this one an episode. I'm Carter the Great Bear of the North. Thank you very much for watching. If you like what you see, please like, please subscribe, please comment, please let me know what you think. Most of all, and I really do mean this, have a fantastic day, just like the people here are having a fantastic day at the Makwasaugen North Waterfront. I'm loving this. I did not anticipate that today's episode would be as fun to build as it was, but I like this. I mean, I'm just waiting for visitors, and at 28 every 3 minutes, that's not going to take a lot of time. But have a fantastic day, everybody, and I'll see you all next time in Makwasaugen, Ontario, and City Skylines. Bye!